I am deeply honored at this invitation to speak at the Central Party School of the Communist Party of China. Ladies and gentlemen, many of you will play a decisive role in shaping China's future development, which will be of great significance for Asia and the world. I can think of no better place than this school to speak about India and China in the new era. Relations between India and China are unique in the world. We are two continuous ancient civilizations. We are neighbors with a long history of cultural, spiritual, and economic ties. We both embarked on a new phase of our political histories around the same time. Today, we are the world's two most populous nations, engaged in a process of socio-economic transformation of our people on a scale and at a pace unprecedented in human history. Ladies and gentlemen, both our countries have achieved considerable success in this endeavor. Indeed, China's early economic reform and impressive achievements are a source of inspiration across the entire developing world. After China, India has been the fastest growing major economy in the world, averaging a growth rate of 7% per year over the past 2 decades and around 8% per year during the past 10 years. As a result, both our economies have expanded several times. We have achieved a high degree of economic modernization and have lifted hundreds of millions of our people out of the clutches of extreme poverty. In our own ways, we have also had an impact in shaping the global economy. China in the manufacturing sector and India in the services sector. Over the past 2 decades, the process of economic reform in India has gone through the rigor of democratic debate and met the test of political consensus and wide public support. India's policies have focused not only on accelerating growth, but also on making it sustainable and regionally balanced. We have emphasized not only modernization, but also addressing the challenges of opportunities, capacity, and equity for our vast and diverse population. This is the path on which we will continue to move forward. In structural terms, India's growth is propelled by domestic demand and financed largely by our own resources. But we are also increasingly integrated into the global economy. The prolonged global economic crisis has affected us as it has many other emerging economies. I believe, however, that this is a temporary disruption. In recent months, we have taken measures to enhance foreign investment flows, speed up implementation of major projects, boost infrastructure development, strengthen our financial markets, reform our tax system, and make our business environment more attractive. Our effort is to return the Indian economy to a sustained growth path of 7 to 8% per annum. We believe that the underlying fundamentals of our economy, particularly investment and savings rates, are strong and consistent with this projection. India's critical challenges in the days ahead are precisely in area where I see opportunity for cooperation between India and China, and I would like to highlight 8 specific areas in this regard. 1. We need to pay much more attention to the expansion and modernization of our infrastructure. India plans to invest $1 trillion in infrastructure in the next 5 years, and we would welcome China's expertise and investment in this sector. 2. We need to increase our agricultural productivity in order to reduce rural-urban disparities in income and manage efficiently the process of mass urbanization, which is a phenomenon common to both our countries. This will mean paying particular attention to the issues of water and waste management. China has significant experience of urbanization, and our national planners, city administrators, and entrepreneurs should share experiences and seek solutions in dealing with the physical, social, environmental, and human challenges of mobility and urbanization. 3. We want to draw upon China's strength in the manufacturing sector, which is vital for providing mass employment. India, for its part, has strength in services, innovation, and certain manufacturing sectors which can benefit China. A linked challenge for India is in skill development, where we can learn much from each other's experience. 4. As large as growing consumers of energy, we should intensify cooperation on the shared challenges of energy security, including joint development of renewable energy resources, as well as working jointly with third countries. 5. Growing population, shrinking land, improving consumption levels, and price volatility make food security a key policy priority for us. India has launched a major legislation-based food security program. Our two countries should pool our resources and expertise in this area. More broadly, in an uncertain global environment, India and China can work together to impart stability to the global economy and sustain growth in our two economies by leveraging our resources, large, unsaturated demand, economies of scale, and our growing income levels. 6. In an integrated world, economic success requires a favorable external environment. In recent decades, India and China have been among the greatest beneficiaries of an open global economy, a rule-based and open international trade regime, and free flow of finance, information, and technology. However, the emerging global environment may not remain as favorable as it has been in the recent decades. We should therefore work together to make the international economic environment more conducive to our development efforts. Please allow me to elaborate this point. After the prolonged global economic crisis of 2008, we face a fundamentally different future for the world economy. We are in the midst of a significant and ongoing transformation where both political and economic power is being diffused. A multipolar world is emerging, but its contours are not yet clear. Protectionist sentiments in the West have increased, and the global trading regime may become fragmented by regional arrangements among major countries. India and China have a vital stake in preserving an open, integrated, and stable global trade regime, even as we work together to foster regional economic integration. We should also intensify our effort to support trade and investment and reduce risks in emerging markets. The BRICS Development Bank and the Contingency Reserve Arrangement are examples of such cooperative efforts. Our cooperation will also help accelerate reforms in global financial institutions. 7.